What's going on, everybody? Not for debate. This is G Money with Banks of America. Just make sure you listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and watch us on Facebook and on YouTube. What's up, Banks?
What's up, bro? Chilling, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Just another Saturday. Can't wait for Halloween. Did you get all the kids? The costumes.
No. Unfortunately, I had some really unfortunate stuff that happened yesterday that required me to dip into my finances a little bit more than I expected to.
Oh, man,
Um,
sorry about
but
that,
my
bro.
kids don't deserve it anyway. That's cool. I mean, they don't deserve it anyway. They to be very honest with you, they haven't been doing what they're supposed to do anyway. But nevertheless, no. To answer your question, no. I had to take care of some obligations, some things that were required, plus rent's due. So, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. The 30th, first coming up. I hear you. I hear
Yeah,
that.
man.
Yeah, man. So today we're just gonna start with the Lakers and their 3-3 start, and everybody's still wondering if they're the favorite. You got Utah, who's playing very well. You got the Mavericks, well, not the Mavericks, sorry, the Nuggets at the top of the seed, Western Conference seeding as well. To me, they're the favorites. They're the most. Those two teams are most complete teams. But the Lakers got the superstars. They got LeBron. They got AD. They got Westbrook. So my question for you, and just be honest, take your LeBron thing out of there. I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Do you think the Lakers still have a chance to make it to the finals?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I said it. I said it before the season. Again, I don't. I'm not gonna let my passion about LeBron him. And again, just to clear it up, I don't have an issue with LeBron James. He's just not the best player ever. Like that's all I've been saying. I don't have an issue with him. It's just he's not the best player ever. Like a lot of people are trolling the internet because I feel like at this point all people are doing is just trolling. It's like a
Yeah,
buddy of mine shared on one of his Facebook stories earlier today that Michael Jordan fans are upset that LeBron is good. We're not upset that LeBron is good. We're upset at the fact that LeBron constantly keeps getting compared to Michael Jordan because it's not a comparison. That's all we've been saying as MJ fans. It's not even a comparison. They're two different players. They played the game two different ways. You can ask Michael Jordan to play the way LeBron did. I'm sure Michael Jordan can do the same thing. Just like if you ask LeBron to play like Michael Jordan, I'm sure LeBron can do it. They're two different players. I'm just tired of the GOAT debate because it's not a debate. It's not even an argument to me anymore. Like that debate ended when LeBron James averaged 17 points in the finals, and then he got swept twice. And again, I know that it sounds like I'm talking, excuse my language, I'm talking shit about him, but I'm bringing, it's not like what I'm saying isn't true. These are facts that I'm bringing you. So when you go to saying the GOAT debate, that's my only issue. But in terms of the Los Angeles Lakers and the 3-3 start, it's as expected, honestly. Like I said a few
yeah,
days ago on the last podcast, a lot of these teams, this is their first time playing with each other. Outside of we had the situation 2 years ago, a year and a half ago with the COVID situation, how difficult that was, and then we got somewhat of a real season last year, and then you consider how much basketball the Lakers and plus LeBron James has been playing over the last, I don't know, almost close to 15, 20 years. LeBron James has been playing a lot of basketball. I believe honestly it's starting to the grind is starting to wear down on him. I think he's starting to really. I don't. He doesn't like to use the what's the thing that they call Kawhi Leonard all the time. They put him on rest or whatever. He doesn't
oh
like to
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
But I don't think the Lakers are out of it. I just think it's going to take some time to get things going with this team. Do I think they're going to win the finals? No, I still don't think the Lakers are going to win the finals with this current team. The only way the Lakers win the finals, and I'm just going to be straight up real with you, it has nothing to do with LeBron James. We know what we're going to get from LeBron. We know what we're going to get from LeBron. LeBron is going to show up if they get to the finals. He's going to show up. He's going to do what he always does. He's going to put up big points. He's going to be a huge impact on the team. He's going to lead his team. The question is everybody else. Anthony Davis is the key factor in this entire equation. It's not Russell Westbrook. It's not anyone else. It's Anthony Davis.
Well, I
What
think
player?
Russell will have a like if he can play safe and not play too reckless. I think he can impact the game. But yes, I agree with you.
But now you're asking Russell
AD,
Westbrook to play in unfamiliar territory. He's never been a safe player. It's like, you know what I mean? You're asking him
He's
to
gonna
do
have to
something that
change if he wants to win. He's gonna have to change. He's not gonna. He
right.
can't stay the
I
same
just
and
don't
win.
see it. I just don't see it. That's the hard part. Russ is such a bro. It's like it's it's kind of a it's kind of a it's kind of a double-edged sword when you think about it, bro. Because it's like you're asking Russell Westbrook to change the way that he's always played basketball from high school until now. He has to play with reckless abandon, or he doesn't get warm. Like he needs to play that way. Like Russell Westbrook is the only person I know that will consistently give you a triple double, but I'll have a quadruple double because his turnovers are 10 plus. You know what
He's
I mean?
averaging 5 turnovers a game right now, or so, 4.5, something like that. Yeah,
Five. So you round it up to the nearest number.
right. Yeah.
That's five. So it's asking a lot on Russ, man. It's asking a lot. It's a lot. But when you got a team full of, and again, no pun intended, when you got a team full of guys like that, and I expect the same thing out of the Brooklyn Nets as well. It's not just about the Lakers. I expect the same thing out of the Brooklyn Nets as well. When you got a team full of former first round, top 5, top 10 first round draft picks, multiple All-Star winners, you know what I mean? You expect these two teams to be in the NBA Finals at the end. And then what did we get last year? We got Phoenix and we got the Milwaukee Bucks. The most unlikely finals matchup probably since Detroit and the Spurs. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I thought the Bucks had a real chance. I thought the Bucks had a real chance if they can get by Brooklyn. Once they got by Brooklyn, no team in the East was going to beat them. That was my
no, but
opinion.
no, you didn't think that before the season. If you said that before the season, you're lying. No, I'm
I
not calling
said
you out on it.
I said that
You
after
saw
All-Star
Brooklyn
game.
going to the finals at the beginning of the season.
Okay,
Before
but
the season
after the
started.
All-Star game, I said watch out for
No, no,
Milwaukee
no, no,
Bucks.
no.
Remember
We're
that?
not
Yes, I
talking
did. I
about the
said,
All-Star game.
but no, but listen, what I'm
We're
saying is,
talking
I
at the
said
beginning of
watch
the
out for
season.
Giannis. Yes, in the beginning of the season, I said the Nets were going to the finals. But after the All-Star game, I said watch out for Giannis and the Bucks. They might actually win it all, and they actually did.
Yeah, but you can see it coming after the. You can kind of see it coming after the All-Star game. I would give you. Listen, I remember you saying that. I would give you credit to that. I definitely remember you saying, "Oh yeah, look out, Milwaukee's coming." You were definitely one of the main ones saying that. You were saying Giannis is playing out of his mind right now, bro. This is going to be. You were saying that. I will give you credit on that. But I'm talking about before the season. Nobody, unless you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan,
Yeah.
nobody thought that Milwaukee was going to win the finals. No one. Even if you thought they were going to go, you didn't think they were going to win the finals. Because even people like myself, even when they went this past year, I still didn't think Milwaukee was going to win the finals. I had Phoenix. Phoenix winning it, right? And I was wrong. So, you know, basketball is
Well,
basketball, bro.
I feel you. Their competition is going to be tough this year. I mean, we always say Utah, but Utah's always played great in the beginning of the season, and then they flop in the playoffs. But besides Utah, you never know what Kawhi's going to do. They still got the Clippers out there. The Warriors, even though they lost against Memphis last night, the Warriors are a good team, man. You were right about them.
That's my team to watch.
I remember when I told you, you were like, "Oh, watch out for the Warriors next season," because I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. They passed their prime. They're looking good right
Nope.
now. They're looking real good. They're looking real good. If they
Nope.
get Clay back, and the way that what's his name? The way that he's playing,
It's not a matter of if, it's when
they get Clay back, they'll be even more dangerous because I think Clay is motivated because he's upset about not being on the top 75 list, which was disgusting. I don't know why someone like Bill Walton could be on the list, but Dwight Howard and Klay Thompson ain't on the list. That don't make sense to me. I don't understand that, but that's a different discussion. But yeah, the Warriors, and you got the Denver Nuggets, and I think that's about it. That's as far as what the Lakers might have to go through. That's not easy, man. That's not easy. I think they can still make it to the finals. The biggest team, in my opinion, would be the Warriors if they're healthy, but we'll see. But can they win it all? Go ahead.
Yes. Golden State definitely can win it all. Golden State knows how they've been in this environment before, man. They've been in this environment before. You think about the thing that we're forgetting about Golden State is you have to pray that Golden State doesn't show up offensively. Because bar none, they're probably the most consistent offensive team in the last 10 years. Easily. Especially around playoff time. You got two of the best shooters to ever play the game of basketball. And then they're surrounded by a bunch of role players that give in to their role. There's not a bunch of other athletes on the team with egos or any question marks, like what's going on in Brooklyn with Kyrie and his decision not to want to play due to COVID, not getting a shot. You got stuff that's going on with the Los Angeles Lakers. There hasn't been any reports of egos or anything yet, but there's only one ball for all those
their
players.
thing is chemistry and one ball. That's it for the Lakers, yeah.
The Golden State has that chemistry. They have a brotherhood. And they still have Draymond Green, who's their leader. Draymond Green is going to go out there and lead the team to lead them into victory. And Curry's going to go and deliver.
I hear that, but
you're going to have to beat Golden State. You got to remember this. Sorry to cut you off, but playoff basketball is the best out of 7 every series. Think about that.
That's true.
You need to beat Golden State at least 4 out of 7 times to advance. That is very hard, especially when you're going to have if Klay Thompson can get back to his form.
There was an interesting topic that was on Facebook one time, one of these Facebook sports pages. Steph Curry plays great during the regular season, but he struggles in the playoffs, and that's not entirely a lie. I mean, they're more physical in the playoffs now, especially with these rule changes. I want to see how the playoffs are going to be now this season. But so what happens is the Golden State Warriors recognize that Steph Curry is a little bit limited in the playoffs because they play more physical and they double team and trap him more off pick and rolls. So when they brought that 7-foot man, Kevin Durant was the X factor. Kevin Durant made them unbeatable. They don't have that no more. So I get that they're going to be good, but championship, I don't know. I think Denver is better than them. I think Utah's better than them.
So it's like you're saying someone is, put it this way, who has the formula to beat Golden State?
Denver, because I don't think anybody can guard Jokic or nobody on the Warriors can guard Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis is gone, I don't think anybody can beat them. To be honest with you, he's the best big man in the league when he's gone. Utah, they don't have it. I don't think they have it to beat Golden State. They can't win in the playoffs. But I would think
in a 7-game series, you like Denver to come out and beat Golden State
over the Warriors. Yes, only if Jamal Murray is healthy, because I don't think Joker can do it by himself. But the combination of them two and the way that he passes the ball and his all-around game, like who's going to stop him? If you play him on the outside, he's just going to shoot a 3. If you try to post him up, there's nobody on. There's no more JaVale McGee. There's no more Wiseman. I guess he'll come back healthy, but I don't know. I think Denver's better than them, and the Lakers. It all depends on because LeBron's going to do his thing. He's going to do his thing regardless.
But LeBron
all depends on AD.
Against Golden State, and it still didn't get him anywhere, except for that one series where they beat Golden State in my opinion, due to some questionable decisions by the refs, which resulted in Draymond Green being suspended for the game. What, game 5 of that series? I'm sorry, bro.
Listen, everybody always
at full strength, bro. Nobody's done it yet. Nobody's beaten them at full strength. Like nobody.
The Cavaliers did. What do you mean the Cavaliers did? And I want to get back to that point because everybody says that Draymond Green was suspended. That's why Draymond Green played Game 6 and Game 7, and they still lost. I don't want to hear no excuses. Golden State was not the better team that year. Cavaliers came back after being down 3-1, and they beat them. That was fair and square. I don't want to hear that excuse anymore. Now you want to give a real excuse? So, the year before, Kyrie and Kevin Love wasn't playing, and Golden State won. That's an excuse. If you're not on the court,
so what about
you got an excuse? But if you're playing, no excuses.
No, bro, that's not an excuse, bro. I'm sorry. That's not an excuse.
Okay, Draymond, so it's not an excuse.
You're taking away how the offense flows, bro.
And that's one game. He still played Game 6 and 7, and they still lost. So I don't want to hear about one game as the reason why the Cavaliers won. He played Game 6 and Game 7, and he balled out in Game 7. He was going to be the MVP if the Warriors would have won, and they didn't win. So that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. One game missing, and you're still up 3-2, and you still got Game 6 and Game 7 to win, and you still lose. There's no excuses. The Warriors were not the better team that year. That's it.
They weren't. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Okay.
Now, as far as I want to get to another topic. This James Harden situation. Kyrie is a whole different. James, he had a good game last night against the Pacers. He had a decent game, but before that, he's been struggling to score. He's not scoring his usual 30, 40 points, 50 point a night. And a lot of that is due to the fact that he feels like he's not getting foul calls. Him and Trae Young has spoken out about it. I think Dame said something. This new rule change, I feel like they're just crying. Like, what you crying about? Like, what you complaining about? You had it so easy. Now that it's a little hard, you want to excuse my language, you want to bitch and moan, just find another way, dude. All that flopping your hands around, trying to, call a foul. That's not basketball. That's not how I grew up basketball. I grew up physical. You got to score. You go in the paint, you getting the elbow to the chin or the chest, and you going to score. It's going to count for something. Not all this, you driving, you flop your hands over, and it's a foul. Like, I love this rule change, and I don't agree with James Harden that he's complaining that he's not getting enough fouls. Trae Young is complaining. What do you think about this situation now? Like, do you think James will eventually adjust? I think he will. I think by maybe January, December, he'll probably adjust to it. But right now, I think that he's being a baby. But what do you feel about that?
I mean, good. Yeah, you bring up some good points, man. I've never been in a support of that kind of a style of getting a foul call. I never supported it. I don't care what player did it. I don't care if Michael Jordan did it. I just never supported it. I feel like it's a cop out, but at the end of the day, a foul is a foul. And if James Harden, Trae Young, Damian Lillard, and the rest of these guys are complaining about legit fouls that are not being called, then something needs to happen about that. That needs to change. That's just straight up. I do feel like the right person isn't complaining yet to get that call to get LeBron. LeBron. Once LeBron complains about it, you're gonna see a change in it.
You think so?
You're gonna see a change. Absolutely.
We got a question in the chat. What do you guys think
about the Chicago Bulls? Actually, yeah, what's up, Anthony? Thanks for stopping by, brother. We appreciate that. That's actually our next topic because I'm a Bulls fan, so we're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls in just a second. Excuse me, but to talk a little bit about this point before we move on to the next segment, the fouls. I mean, it's going to take some time. Everything has an adjustment period to it. Whenever drastic changes like this are made in any type of game, any rule change, it does take a while for everyone to get used to it. James Harden and Trae Young and Damian Lillard, we're naming probably three of the best scorers in the NBA. They will find a way to put the ball in the basket. They're going to adjust and adapt. It's guaranteed to happen. When, we don't know yet. It may be after the All-Star break. It may be before. It may, you know what I mean? It's still early. We haven't even made it out of the first month of basketball yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We're still within the first month. So
I feel like once the teams play like 20-something games, that's when you kind of figure out, okay, where they're going to be at. Right now, it's still too early. I mean, you got the Wizards, the number one seed in the East. That's not going to stay like that.
No, but to be honest with you, the Wizards got better getting rid of Westbrook. They have an overall better team now. Because all those players that they got from the Lakers, it's not like those players were bad players. They weren't bad players. They just couldn't do it under the limelight of LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you have less attention on you, you tend to perform better. No one is expecting Washington to be as good as they are in LA, right? So they're going to perform better. They have less expectation. Now, when you expect someone to perform well, what happens? Teams are going to come in there and play you better, tighter, harder, because why?
You're supposed to be great.
You're supposed to be. So this rule change is going to have its effect, but they're going to figure it out soon, man. Again, we're talking about three guys who can score the ball, put the ball in the hoop at will. They just gotta start taking all those jump shots and start getting to the rim, drawing some contact, try to get some contact and get some points that way. What's up, Quinte?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Chilling, brother.
Go ahead and talk about your Bulls, because I'm going to talk about.
Happy birthday to you, man. Happy belated
birthday.
Yeah,
it was your birthday? Happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. It was on Monday.
He was a young old man.
Go ahead and talk about your Bulls, Banks. I know you want, because I actually want to talk about the Heat. But go ahead and talk about your Bulls first.
I want to talk about Heat first, man.
Okay, so just to talk about the Heat, just start off with, right now they're 4-1. their record. I mean, they beat Milwaukee, they beat Brooklyn, they beat Indiana, or did they lose to Indiana? I think they lost to Indiana. I think that's the one loss, but they beat Charlotte, who's a good team. They had a tough first start to the season, and they're playing well, man. And Bam Adebayo is. I know everybody talking about and no offense to the Bulls. I don't want to talk about them bad, but I mean they played Detroit twice and Toronto. They just lost to the Knicks. I mean, who do they really play? But they won those games. They're good for them, but they didn't really play any level of competition that's worth anything. The Heat, on the other hand, they look like they can win the championship. I know it's early, but they look good, man. Bam is playing out his mind, and Kyle Lowry has control of the team. I just want to say before I let you guys talk, I was completely wrong. I didn't like the Dragic trade. I thought Dragic was a Miami Heater for life. He had the culture. He had the mindset. I said that Lowry trade was stupid. I was wrong. Lowry's fitting in just well with the Heat. But go ahead. Y'all take the floor.
Nah, I just feel as though Lowry has more control, and you take the ball out of the hands of what's his name? He turned the ball over in crunch time. Damn.
Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy Butler turned the ball over too much in crunch time. And you have a real floor general that's just going to conduct the offense very good. That's what I like to see. And it's helping out Bam and it's helping out Tyler Hero. That's who I see benefiting from it the most. And then to me, the two teams in the East that's going to be a problem is the Bulls and the Heat. Everybody thought it was going to be the Nets and Milwaukee. I don't know.
Well, it's still early. I think the Nets and Milwaukee still be up there.
But you gotta understand these two teams, they can play defense.
Yeah.
And they can have instant offense at any given time.
Why don't you answer that question what Anthony put in the chat? What are your thoughts of the Heat getting rid of Nunn?
Well, Nunn slows it down because Nunn is, like I told people before, he's the slower version of D Wade. He does everything D Wade does, but he just does it slow, and it's not going to help out because he's a liability on defense. That's the problem. It's not like he doesn't try. Tyler Hero is trying. What I see from Tyler Hero this year so far, he's trying.
Yeah, he's playing a lot better. I think his rookie season he balled out and shined. His sophomore season he was not too good, but this year so far he's playing well. And Bam Adebayo just got a 26 and 19 against the Charlotte Hornets. Bam is playing out of his mind. And I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. Remember what I said was everybody was tired last year. You didn't want to believe me when I said it. Nobody would have believed me when I said they were tired.
And also, I think when people talk about big man, we mentioned Joel Embiid, who's not playing well this year so far. But Joel Embiid, Joker, Anthony Davis, you got Gobert, you got what's the guy from Minnesota, Towns. Nobody mentions Bam that much, and he should get more respect than he's not getting. So, yeah. But the Heat are playing well. But back to the Bulls. I think that people, when Zach LaVine came to the Bulls initially, I think people didn't like that because the notion about Zach LaVine, he's athletic, but can he really lead the team? And I think last year, the fact that they played hard, even though they didn't make the playoffs, I think that started to change people's minds about him. And now this year, him with DeRozan, who's a veteran, and you got Lonzo Ball, and you got what's the boy from LA? What's the boy from LA that came to the Bulls again? Banks? What's his name?
Caruso.
Yeah. I think that team has a core, and I agree. To me, they're right there with the Heat as far as surprise teams that can maybe knock one of those big name teams out, like the Nets or the Bucks or Philly if they get their act together. So yeah, I think the Bulls, even though their competition hasn't been great, they play hard and they play with chemistry, and they seem like they get along, and that's been a while for Chicago. After the whole Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah era. You had the D Wade for 1 year, and the Bulls were pretty much nothing. You had marketing there; they pretty much didn't do anything. Now they look like they live. You can see the game. You can see when the game is played in Chicago. It's they're live. They're happy. They're excited. And again, I don't want to hate on the Bulls. I'm not hating on them, but they look like they have a team now, and that's good for them. They just ain't better than us, but yeah.
Well, first point, because I was smacking when y'all was talking about the Heat. I didn't want to interrupt. But y'all brought up some real good points about the Miami Heat. I'm actually personally shocked at how well the Heat are playing. I knew they were going to be good, but I didn't think they were going to be this good coming out of the blocks. But it's good to see. I just didn't like the Miami Heat during the LeBron era. I couldn't stand it. But I can respect this Miami Heat team. They're true grit and grind. They're going to play defense and get after you, and they're going to 3-and-D you. They're going to 3-and-D you to death. If you try to double down on Bam, you're going to leave up a hero, Jimmy Butler, who's a lot better jump shooter than he was in Chicago now. He's a way better jump shooter now. And you got the rest of those shooters that's around him. So the Miami Heat are going to be here to stay. They're not leaving. They're not going nowhere. I thought I saw something on Facebook today. I could be wrong, but they said the Heat are on pace to have one of the best, or if not the best, defense in NBA history. I think they're only allowing
90 points a game.
85, 90 points a game,
yeah.
which is even better than Detroit Pistons. And when you consider the game of basketball, the style of basketball that we play now, the up-tempo, three-point shot, that's pretty remarkable. You know what I mean? Like I can't even hate on that. That's actually a really cool stat that the Miami Heat are doing that. That's really neat. But it's not to be expected, but I didn't see it coming, but I'm happy to see it. I mean, it's good for the Miami Heat. They were in the finals just 2 years ago. It looks like they're going to be knocking on the door again, based on how things are looking now. Now, I'm talking about the Bulls. You brought up a good point, G. I also said the same thing publicly on my Facebook page. The Bulls beat the Pistons twice in small teams, the Raptors and things like that, and then we gave up a 1-point loss to the New York Knicks, which was a really good game. Though, if you watch that game, it was a really good game. It's just
it was a good game, man.
It was.
We ran out of mojo at the end there, man. And credit to the Knicks, man. The Knicks are a good team too. Like,
so the Knicks they run off energy. Their energy.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
The energy gonna wear off.
Doesn't it feel like? I'm sorry, Quinte, but this question, right? Because I know we all appreciate the game of basketball. Doesn't this have the way that the NBA is going right now? Doesn't this have like a '90s feel to it?
Yes,
The Bulls are back.
The Heat, the Knicks, and the Bulls are all good, just like in the '90s.
You know what I mean? It has that feel again. Like it has
does.
that feel.
Especially
that rule change help the game of basketball this year. That's what I feel.
Bro, you can see these guys, they going in the paint and they flopping their hands, and the referees looking at them like, nope, nothing, keep on.
Right.
That's what I like to see, because I'm getting tired of seeing the soft players score all the points. That's just my opinion. I'm getting tired of this is my opinion.
Yeah, you got a good point there, man. I do think that style of basketball was starting to hold us back and really do something to the game. But it's good to see basketball back in a good point.
And all that leg flaring, like they flaring their legs. Like, okay, so when the jump shooter shoots and they stick their leg out and hit the guy, they call a damn defensive foul. Like, yo, the guy, you don't see the guy kicking his legs? Like, what y'all doing? Oh, I'm so glad they taken away all that. It's so much better.
Right. It's but the Bulls gotta we gotta make some. I mean, I like the team where we're at. I mean, I'm not gonna criticize us yet. I'm gonna give it another maybe 10 or so games before I say what we need to improve on. I love the energy that Caruso brings off.
Yeah, man, he does.
Man, he's amazing, man. That kid is amazing.
He is.
He's such high tempo, defensive dog, man. Like he brings the energy. I'm like what I'm saying out of DeRozan. I do feel like DeRozan has still been a little bit too passive. I want to see DeRozan be a little bit more aggressive when he gets the ball in his hands. Surprising to see him take a lot of jumpers. Like, he's taking a lot of threes now. Like, I'm actually surprised that he's taking more threes than I expected him to. But Lonzo Ball looks good. Zach LaVine looks good. Vucevic, man. Vucevic needs to play a little bit bigger at that position. We don't have too many bigs anymore in the league like that. And I really hate to see him parked at that 3-point line so much, like I've been seeing so far this year. Like, it looks like our offense is running through him at the 3-point line, and then we get into our sets. I mean, I don't know what that's all about, but I want to see him down on the block a little bit more, man. Like, demanding that that paint control because he's an all pro. I mean, he's an all star. Like and that's somebody else that doesn't get to mention because he's one of the best bigs in the league. Like he can put up points and rebound
Wait,
and block shots.
you guys got Derrick Jones Jr.?
Yeah, we got Derrick Jones doing too.
They
I didn't know that.
They got high flyer. They got high flyer on the team.
No, because it's halftime right now. They're playing Utah. They're playing at home. It's 57-54. Utah up right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Utah's probably up because they're shooting a shitload of threes. I'm looking at college football today, so I ain't even paying attention to the NBA game today.
Hey man, you see the Hurricanes today, man?
What happened?
Oh, that's a good win.
That was a good win. The past 2 weeks, I was shocked.
Who do they play?
Gee, by the way, we're up right now. We're up 67-71 Bulls.
Okay, so it's been updated. Okay, who the Hurricanes played?
They played the
Pittsburgh.
the boy who might win the Heisman Trophy, and they stopped him.
Oh, 38-34. Yeah, I see. Okay, 4-4. Back to 500, huh? I think this is a disappointing season for the Hurricanes. I kind of expected them to play better.
Not really, because this is what I look at. I like King, but I feel as though the other quarterback should have got to play because he's not really. He doesn't fit the offense they run. He doesn't.
Right.
To me, because when he get drafted next year, he gonna play running back or receiver or something. He gonna play a slot receiver or running back. I'm just being 100 with you. He don't have the best accuracy. He's a great college quarterback, like a good college. I won't say great, good college quarterback. He's gonna be a good to great, you potentially slot receiver, running back in the league, if depending on what team he goes to. They use him correctly because he does have big play potential. I'm not gonna front, but the young boy, the little freshman who came in, he opens up the offense. It's just my
right.
opinion.
He has a big arm too. He can throw the damn ball. Yeah. And Miami hasn't had a quarterback in years. Like,
that's the issue.
It looks like you guys have finally found a quarterback, and people don't understand how important that role is. Even with Florida State, we haven't had. That's why we're having so many issues right now because we don't have a quarterback. We don't have anybody that can get the ball there. I mean, we almost beat Clemson today.
My opinion, they should have had Mackenzie Milton start the whole season so he can work out the kinks instead of keep switching and flop. I'm like, what the hell is this dude doing?
Bro,
Michigan State beat Michigan.
Florida State football. Yes, I'm not even interested. Yes, Michigan State beat Michigan today. Yes, that is true. Big game. That was a very good victory for Michigan State. They're back where they were at, man. That running back they have, Kenneth Walker, at number 9. Oh my God, he is amazing.
I don't know. I'm leery about that dude. I'm leery about him.
What do you like about it? Tell me.
No, because it's a lot of backs be raw in college. When they make it to the league, they be trash. And I think
who was the last great running back that from college that is great in the NFL?
There's not that many. If they come to the league, they get injury prone because they get used too much. Could look at Mark Ingram, Todd Gurley. There's a couple other backs. If you get used too much in college, I don't like your ability in the league because you got too many carries in college. There's too much wear and tear on your body. Then when you get to the league, it's a wrap.
Right, I can't really think of any big name running backs in the league right now, to be honest with you. Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, they all hurt.
They always did think about it. They always hurt.
Running backs that were great in college that also were great in the NFL. When was the last one?
Right. You had Christian McCaffrey, you had Dalvin Cook. Yeah. But they hurt. They be hurt a lot.
They hurt all the time.
Derrick Henry. I mean, whoa.
Derrick Henry. You can't really see
Derrick Henry is the exception.
Derrick Henry. He played, but was he good in college though?
But he split time. People don't realize that he split time. Don't forget you had Kenyon, Drake, all of them boys there.
Right.
He split time. That's the thing. He split time. If he went to any other school, that boy would have had 500 carries every season.
Yeah, he's amazing, bro. He's definitely amazing.
We kind of have a open mic, if you should say, of a topic. Anything else that you guys want to talk about or want to mention? I know that you guys anything that you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about that Knicks game real quick.
The Knicks and the Bulls game?
Yeah, the person who I wanted to step up for the Knicks, he stepped up today, so I don't know.
Who?
Kemba Walker?
Nah, R.J. Barrett.
Oh, R.J. Barrett. Oh yeah, he's been kind of slow. He's been kind of struggling so
Because to
far
me,
this year too.
he's the point. To me, he's the star of the team. But if he doesn't step up, they're not going to take the next level. That is
But
my
they've been
opinion.
saying that for years, man.
He
They've
only
been saying that
what,
for a few
21
He only
years.
been in
years.
the league 2 years now,
Yeah,
two,
he's
3 years.
young.
That's what I'm saying. But
He young.
it's
He young
like,
as shit.
Yeah.
well, I guess he still got time.
Okay, take Bam. Bam, this people about to turn 24. And Bam been in the
Right.
league for 5 years.
Yeah,
Right.
Bam in the league. It's been
Julius
in the
Randle,
league for
same
a
thing. The
while.
Knicks are young. They got a
Yeah.
young
Young
team.
team.
They got a really young team. They young.
Their oldest guys are what you call Gibson and D Rose. Yeah.
Right. And they're on the bench. They don't start.
Yep.
They're on the bench.
I
I mean,
think
D Rose kind of plays starter minutes because he comes in there for a while, but
he comes to close it sometimes. Yeah, he does. But I'm gonna agree with Quinte on this one. I think that, and no offense to all offense to the Knicks fans because I hate everything New York sports. I'm just gonna be real. It's just a rivalry thing. It's just a Miami New York thing. When it comes to sports, we just go at it. But I think that they run off energy and effort, which is something that's a stable for what's the coach's name?
Tom
The old
Thibodeau.
coach Tom Thibodeau. That's a stable. Like you play off energy and effort, but that eventually wears off. That because if you don't have talent, if you don't have somebody that can close, which I don't know if Randall can close yet, the Knicks gonna start out good and they might make the playoffs, but that energy is gonna run out eventually, in my opinion.
Yeah, but the thing is, man, you got a shot. You got a shot when your shooters shoot and they make shots. That was the problem last year for the Knicks. That's why they didn't beat the Hawks because they went long periods where they could not make a basket.
Yeah.
They got better shooting. Evan Fournier is a knockdown shooter. Kemba Walker, when he's hot, knockdown shooter. They can hit some shots, brother.
Let me tell you something. Eastern Conference, man. You not only got the Bucks and the Nets, you still got the 76ers when they get their shit together. You got the Bulls, the Heat, the Celtics, the Atlanta Hawks, Indiana Pacers. The Shark, man, the East is heavy this year, man. They heavy. The Wizards.
You can't tell people in the West that because people from the West they gonna always feel as though the West is better than the East. And in the West, you got a whole bunch of wish-washer teams. Then you got the Lakers and Oakland.
Oakland.
Not Oakland, but
Utah.
Nah, not
Utah. I think Utah, Denver, Golden State, and LA. And then I don't know what's going on with the Clippers, man.
If you watched the Denver and Mavericks game last night, oh my God, that was terrible.
The Mavericks, man. Luka's by himself.
That thing was terrible. Luka is not. He's not a person who's gonna carry a team. He's not that kind of player.
That's not true completely.
It is true. It is true.
They're still 3-2. The thing with that is, who else is going to run the ball? He's a point guard. He's a power forward. He's a center. He's everything for them. They need another ball handler. They need another ball handler.
He's a liability on defense. If you double team him, just take away that step back three. What he gonna do? He too slow.
I think he needs some help.
Nah, man. He's too young. He's too young. He should be carrying the team right now. He's too young for that. If you blast on the scene, you're supposed to be the man right now. That's just my opinion.
I hear you, but I propose a trade on the chat. Dame Lillard with Luka and Dallas. I think that would be a good.
That ain't gonna work because they're two ball dominant players.
I think Dave can play off the ball a lot because McCollum he controls the ball sometimes too. So
yeah, I feel as though McCullough fit with him better because McCullough can stand up in the corners and shoot threes. He can create his shot. He can, like when Luka goes to the bench, he can play. He play with the second team. That's what I look at.
I hear you.
So I don't know. But I feel as though they picked the wrong role players.
Who the Mavericks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what GM they was thinking. I think Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't think he's all that great. I think that when he first came in the league, his head got too big when he played with the Knicks.
Now his
Mm,
thing was his father wanted him to come to the Heat, but he didn't want to come to the Heat because
which I don't know why.
if he came to the Heat, his game would have got better because he would have learned how to play properly. That is my opinion. If he went
I
to the Heat
completely
or the
agree.
Spurs, his game would be better than what it is now because the teams he went to, they do not know how to develop talent. And
Like the Knicks.
he was a piece of clay that they can be defined. But it just I don't know what to say.
He could have took over D Wade's spot and been,
Yeah,
D Wade for the Miami Heat. If he, because he from Miami, he grew up here. He used to play in the YMCA in Kendall. Like I knew the kid. Like he always had an attitude problem. Like he thought his thing was because of his dad, he thought he was the shit, and that got to his head, and it kind of humbled him. That's why the Knicks got rid of him. Now, I think he likes playing in Dallas. He plays well, but I thought he can. I thought he could have been better than what he is right now, in my opinion, because he has the talent and he has the size. The man's 6'6". He's tall and stocky. He
yep.
has the size, but he just I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him. He won't. He just won't get to him. But yeah, as far as the Knicks or as far as NFL, any any big games that you looking at this week?
Well, I want to see how many points the Dolphins lose by.
I'm tired of Dolphins. I'm
No,
tired of
I'm gonna
Dolphins.
be honest with you. I'm gonna be 100 with you. I don't care what nobody say. If Deshaun Watson was on this team beginning of the season, our record would be a lot better than what it would be right now. 'Cause I can look at. 'Cause I watched the games. Rewatched the games. The
Mhm.
first game we won. The second game we was in the red zone 5 times. We lost. We didn't score not 1 point. We was in the red zone 5 times. And to remind you, the Buffalo Bills had 14 or 10 points at that time, and we did not take advantage of any of that. Third game, oh my god. The fourth game, oh my god. It is too many opportune times in the game and not taking advantage of it.
For me, the one game that hurt that they actually had a chance to win was the Raiders game. I thought they should have won that game. I
And
kept
we could
saying
have
that
won 2 games back to back, but it
the
just I don't know.
defense lost that game. Yeah,
Now the defense. I'm gonna say this. This what people are
they gave
wrong.
up the touchdown at the end.
It's not even that. I'm gonna say this to you. All right, I'm gonna say this. Look at Atlanta's game, the Atlanta Falcons game. Right, we was down 20-7. Defense stopped them 5 times in a row to give the offense a chance to score touchdowns. They turned the ball over 2 times, and one of the times they turned the ball over, he turned the ball right back over. You understand? What I'm saying? The 2 interceptions he threw in every game, they were in the freaking red zone. We was gonna score points. And look, I don't care what nobody says. I don't care. He threw for 400 yards, 2 interceptions. But those 2 interceptions, that was the difference between 42-20 and the score we had. Think about it. We should have had 42 points in that game, and we should have won against the Falcons. But no, he threw interceptions in the red zone. But people don't look at that. They look at how many plays the defense give up. But the defense was stopping them. That's what people don't understand. It's like defense. Our defense is a bend but don't break, and they didn't break that much. It's not about that. But hey, man, you can look at it from your point of view. I understand. But when I look at the game, I look at the game like, man, this is bad. This is really bad. And if defense is gonna get tired of it, I don't care what nobody say. Defense is getting tired of it, bro. They might like Tua as a young man, but come on now, bro. Come on now.
Shout out to Plug Cap. The Nets are supposedly the favorites. I haven't seen anyone say the Lakers are. And that's not true. They've said the Lakers are have the strongest chances in the West to come out on top. But yes, the Nets are supposed to be the favorites. But without Kyrie and James struggling, I don't know if they're the favorites anymore. I think the East is wide open right now. Right now, I think this is wide open. I think Miami and Milwaukee are the best teams in the East for right now, as far as the early part of the season. So just to answer that question, shout out to Plug Cap. Thanks for the comment. Appreciate it. But as far as the big key games this week, for me, the Patriots at the Chargers, I think that's a huge game. And also the Cowboys and the Vikings. I, People like me have been sleep on the Vikings. I think that I think that they're a better team than their record. They have a defense, and who knows if Dak is going to play. If he doesn't play, the Cowboys ain't winning.
Me personally, the Cowboys they gonna stop what's gonna helping them win games. Helping them win games is running the ball, have balance. They're gonna go back to Dak throwing the ball 40 times a game, and they're gonna lose. He's gonna look amazing, and they're gonna start losing. I just, cause to me, I look at the Cowboys the same way I look at the Dolphins. They start off hot. It just I don't know what the hell happens. Everybody knows it. They start off like this almost every year. Next thing you know, they lost 6, 7 games in a row.
Mm.
You know it's true.
My man says he loved the channel. Thanks, man. Appreciate the love. Ravens 2021 champs. Hey, listen, the Ravens have won 5 in a row, but y'all still not giving love to the boy there. I'm saying, like, he makes a couple of throws down. Like, he's been making a couple of throws downfield this year that have been tremendous. I think that he's like to me, and DeVore used this analogy before. He's like a much better version of Tim Tebow. Trash, garbage through the first 3 quarters. All of a sudden, fourth quarter overtime comes. He's Tom Brady or something, like he's Peyton Manning. It's amazing to see his progression. I think that y'all not giving him enough credit. Yes, y'all have been right about him, but I think that he's getting better. You don't agree with that? With
Let
Lamar
me see
Jackson, you
this.
don't think he's getting better?
He got better in some aspects, but at the same time, when you take away the middle of the field, you see what happened to them when they got mollywop that last game. When you take away the middle of the field from him, it's just I don't know. That's just my issue with him. He needs to see the whole entire field. I don't want to see him running so much. That's not going to last long. I want him to be. Because to me he has the more potential to be better than Mahomes, and I don't care what nobody say. You can take it the wrong way how you feel. He can be better than Mahomes, but he's not. They need to develop him, but to be better than that. That is my opinion. And to me, I feel as though he's still humble, that he can still learn. It's 10 o'clock. That is my opinion, because Mahomes too cocky.
Yeah, I think he let that success get to him a little bit as far as the success with the Kansas City Chiefs.
I used to tell people he's not that good, bro. He's not that good. Nah, man, he's the best thing since sliced bread. I'm like, okay, all right. And what's happening right now? Nobody can explain to me what's wrong. I tell
what's happening.
He can't read defenses. He cannot read defenses. I don't care what nobody says. He cannot read defenses, bro. It is something is not reaching the top elevator, the top shaft or something. Because all he'll have time in the pocket. Next, he trying to run around and do all this. Next thing you know, he getting sacked. He's not getting. I'm gonna say last year people didn't want to hit him because they want to get a penalty. Now them boys don't care. You notice that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He used to run away from people. You know damn well this person can catch him and hit him, but they didn't want to get a penalty. But now them boys don't care about getting the penalty. They're going to tap him. They're going to drag him down. He's not getting those things like he got last year. That's what I noticed. That's just my opinion.
Teams are adjusting to the way the Kansas City Chiefs play. If they don't have the big thing downfield, like the big
play, yeah,
the big play downfield. If you're taking away their big play, they don't have a running game. They refuse to run the ball. I don't know why they don't run the ball. So yeah, teams are just adjusting to them. As far as the AFC, in my opinion, I've been consistent the last couple of weeks. The Ravens, the Chargers, and the Titans. In my opinion, one of those 3 teams are going to the Super Bowl. I think those are the 3 best teams in the AFC. In the NFC, it's kind of more congested. It's kind of more teams. You got the Buccaneers, you got the Rams, you got the Packers. You still got Arizona. I know they just lost, but Arizona's still a good team. In your opinion, who are the teams that you see on both conferences that can actually go to the Super Bowl? Do you agree with me on the AFC, or do you think another team, or what do you think?
I agree with the AFC. Well, I'm gonna say all the teams I feel as though can make it to the playoffs and Super Bowl. You got Tampa Bay. You got you got Green Bay. You got the Rams. But I think the Rams are frauds. But that's just my opinion.
Okay.
because people they're gonna stop their offense eventually. That's just what's gonna happen, and you can score on their defense. And um, you got the Titans. Titans, the team, they get better. And like with the Titans, when they go on a run, it's hard to stop them. Because remember a couple of years ago, they made it to all one game away from the Super Bowl. They had their
Right.
little magical run, but their defense didn't help them out.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as though the defense is getting better every week. But
Yeah, I
but they
agree.
did lose. They lose their number one corner, their top draft pick corner. So I don't know, because he was playing decent. Yeah, but I agree with you. The if, but this is it to me. The other it is just Tampa Bay and the Rams and the Packers. That's the only teams I feel could have.
Not Arizona.
You saw what happened to them on Monday night, man. On Thursday
They only
night.
lost. They only lost by 3. But Murray. Sorry, he did throw 2 picks,
That
and
was
that
Murray.
last
All you got
that
to do
yeah
is keep
that
him in the pocket. Keep him in the pocket. That's all it was doing.
that last interception was like I don't know what that was. Like what
I
was
don't. That
he?
was bad, bro.
That
And
was
he better
bad.
act like he was injured at the end of the game.
Yeah. But you don't believe in Arizona, no?
They're gonna be a solid team, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm because I don't care nobody say JJ Watt. He was the cog in that defense to help him.
Yeah,
When
they
he was
missed him.
gone, you see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
It just I don't know. That just my. Well, look, Bam is not playing tonight.
I don't. Wait, he's not. They're playing right
Oh,
now. I thought they played later. West Coast. Who they playing today?
the
Let me
the
see.
Grizzlies.
Right. They're playing right now. Let me see if the score is updated.
116-91.
Fourth quarter. Okay.
I don't
Bam
see
ain't
no.
playing, huh?
I don't see nothing for Bam. No.
No, he's. I guess. Yeah, he's out. I guess he's resting. But Jimmy has what 27, I believe. He's playing
Tyler
well.
Hero got 20.
Yep. The Grizzlies, they like John Moran is good, but I don't know if they're going to be consistent for the whole season. Like he's playing out of his mind, but they just beat the Warriors too, so that was a good win. But I just think that'll eventually come down.
That ain't nothing.
They ain't nothing to beat the Warriors right now. So you
To
don't you
me,
don't
to me,
you don't agree with Banks. You don't agree with Banks that the Warriors
hell
are a
no,
threat.
man. I don't agree. I don't agree with that because you got a whole bunch of Asian players on one team,
But they
and
still
one.
playing well.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like it's nice.
Okay.
You got a whole bunch of Asian players that who only person really who play defense is what you got. He's not even playing right now. And then
Who Clay?
you got what's his name Green. He needs to be cut.
I think he can still control the team, but he just can't. Like his shooting just gotten worse and worse the years.
Yeah.
Last few years. Yeah. Like Charles Barkley said he's a walking single double.
He need to retire because his game is not translating as he get older. It's not getting better. His shooting not getting better.
Triple single. That's what he called him.
It's not doing anything. Because I don't care. Clay and Curry carried him all them years. I don't care what nobody say. He might does some good things, but he got carried. I don't care what nobody say.
I thought they should have traded him and some other packages for Ben Simmons. I think because he's basically Draymond Green. Ben Simmons is basically a much better version of Draymond Green. Can't shoot, but can control the offense and actually younger and can play defense. And he's 6'10".
Nah,
If Ben Simmons is on the
he's
Warriors,
a way better
no,
version. Way better.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see what you're talking about, but he's way better. He even with his non-shooting, he's been better than Draymond Green since he came in.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
all right, we're getting close to this hour mark. You got any last thoughts before we close it out?
Man, look out for the Heat. Look out for the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this trade come through by next week. And I'm getting tired of people saying, I'm getting tired of people saying they feel sorry for Tua. Yeah, I like the young man as a young man, but on the business side of the game, I don't want to hear it. They just
no love for Tua.
I'm gonna say this to you: if he was any other player, nobody wouldn't care. You know that, right? Do you honestly know that?
Why is it that? I don't understand. Like, what's so good about him that people
I
care?
don't, because I'm gonna say this to you: he has not shown you anything. What has he
Mm.
shown you? Yeah, he put up numbers against two trash teams. That's just my opinion. What did he show you?
Maybe
He
he's just a
lost
world-like
both.
person.
He lost them.
Mm.
So, but hey, man, it is what it is, bro. Hope this trade come through, and I don't want to hear nobody tell us we got a R person as the leader of the team. I'm getting tired
Oh.
of this that narrative people being spewed out there. But Ben Roethlisberger been playing in the league for 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and he's never won R person in the league, and nobody says anything about it. But that's my spiel, man.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Banks. Thanks for coming in. I know you're very busy. Shout out to Vor, who we were missing tonight. He had family obligations. A shout out to Havoc and also Brighton. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, Facebook Live, YouTube. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We will be back Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Not for Debate. Everybody, peace out.
All right.